I would like to take a little time to look a little further, or to look a little deeper at Save the Day, because this is a really nice comic that I really want to see succeed, and I can already identify like 2 reasons why it's.
Talk to me.
So, I mean, the reasons really, it's the reward tiers. There's a billion of them, and they're all really complicated, and they don't stack. They're like options, and the highest backing tier is $30.
Huh.
They don't have anything for someone who wants to donate more to support the project. So these tiers are separated in to like, okay, so there's 3 volume or 3 issues in this, and rather than like this, you got like pledge $15 to get a copy of issue 1. You've got pledge $15 to get. Okay, not only is it very.
Take a breath. Sorry, and break down.
I'm reading through it, and it's even more like separated than I thought. Like, so the different reward tiers are based specifically on which variant of each issue, and also what like which of the 3 issues you get. This, I can tell you how this should have been broken down, and it is. It rather than 5 $15 tiers or however, like one.
Right, because there are things you can add in your backer rewards, in your backer survey after you succeed, which is you can say, okay, at $15 you get one of the 4 like cover variants.
Which one do you want?
Which one do you want? You don't need it as a different tier each time. For a Kickstarter, you typically want your $20 to $30 range to be the main thing you get. And you want that to be very clear and simple that, okay, for $20 to $30, I get the thing. What is the thing? It is this. In as clear as English as possible. And then going down the list, you add to it and add to it and add to it. Now, in doing this, I've seen a lot of variant covers. And I wonder why, because that seems like it's complicated to print, but I wonder if once folks have like connected with their printer, they have options for variant covers, so they create them and set them up as a value add.
Variant covers are something that's really, like, people really like in the Western comics scene.
True.
And I see a lot of value in there being variant covers, and which variant cover you get being a part of, like, your reward. It's what I don't take issue with what they are delivering. I take issue with how they have organized it. And I think that's what's really shooting them in the leg here, because this is beautiful. I want this, like... I really like this, and I hope they can they can make this difference. But it's that's an ask, and like when the like I said, the biggest tier is only $30, and that's you get all 3 of the books, and like there's got to be someone in these people's lives who would pay $60. Because they want to support the people there.
Right.
They might have a super wealthy Amazon / Microsoft benefactor.
Bringing it down a bit. It's like, I think like how to lay out what you're giving people is itself a skill, and it's not as inherent as you would think. You think you know what you're doing, and you think you know what you're selling, and you think you're communicating it, but when people come to it, like a number of the things that I've set up for the Kickstarter project here, like I think there was one this week where it's like it was also a different one, not Save the Day, but it was a different one that had variant covers, and it wasn't even like under the variant cover level was all PDF stuff. And they said you get the PDF version and one of the variant covers. And I was like, hey, and I wrote to them directly. I was like, hey, I really like your project. I really like your book. At this tier, do I get the physical printed book? I wasn't sure, and actually had to ask them. And they're like, oh yeah, everything there and on is the printed book. And it's so easy to think you're communicating that, but because of like, and the reason why it wasn't clear is because they didn't specifically say the printed book, and in lieu of that, they said you get the PDF version, the PDF download version, and so it's like, on one hand, those two together created that perfect storm of confusion, where you're getting the PDF version, makes you think this is the PDF version, and a variant cover of why would I need a variant? So it implied that it was the printed book, but didn't straight up say it. It was, by the way. It was a printed book.
So, like, what I would do here is, like, $5. Okay, so $5 tier, you get the digital comic package. Yeah, no, that's fine. But these like $10 and $15 tiers. What makes the $15 tier different? Is it because of the specific variant, I guess?
So, you know what we can do is, rather than dwell on it right now while we're in this, is like we can go back and ask them.
That's true. I just like I find this really interesting to break down, and yeah, because I think this project is solid. It's just the presentation. Anyways, I'll leave my thoughts there for now.
Yeah, let's reach out to them and give them a chat and see if like we can, if anything we can do to help them, because boy does it look cute. It looks so cute.
But yeah, I think what that's missing is like some clarity in the like some simplification of the tiers and more of them and higher numbers. Because they have 32 backers. They have the same number of backers that got me my comics printed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel very like I feel an emotion about that. Chat while I was talking about that, I was talking about variant covers, and like it does sound fun, but I worry about it being confusing and about print costs.
As a regular like Kickstarter comic buyer, I get very confused by where's the I just want comic, you know, and so when I am looking for just give me comic, just give me book, I get so confused. Even as an experienced Kickstarter like comic buyer at this point, sometimes it's just okay, where is just book?
Yeah. Jeff mentions that for a Kickstarter, I think it makes more sense to have postcards or prints that could be a variant cover.
I like that.
I like that too.
I like that a lot.
I see the value in variant covers for the comics, but I'd have to do some thinking to figure out how to pull that off. And I also, like, the print cost is another thing. I'm pretty sure the Gorham, the printer that you and I have gone through the most, I mean, maybe they'd have something set up for that, because they print the covers separately. Then
they do. I'm actually honestly curious, but again, like, they are very explicitly a book printer that just happened to be a group that I met and got to know and said, hey, do you do comics? Like, well, I could. And like, they've honestly gotten into printing comics because of me. I was their first comic like customer, and that was mainly because I was looking for someone on shore but sort of local, and they're in central Washington. Like I can drive there and pick up the books for the heck of it after a road trip. And so it was cool. I was really actively looking for someone that was on shore and local, but they are definitely not. I would actually give it a definitely not the best comic book printer. I think there are a lot of other printers out there that do more services specifically for comics, are more capable of the nuanced stuff that a comic book would need. And it's all stuff that they can, that the printer I like can do, and they're certainly perfect for my needs. But they're probably not the right one for everyone's needs. And then we got our friend C, who has every printer like cataloged in their brain.
C knows as much about printing as I know about Star Wars.
Whoop, where did I type?